Coming up, one special College Station High School boy is proving how heroes walk among us right here in the Brazos Valley. And Blinn College giving junior high students a chance at a hands-on experience for a future career. Your KRHD News starts right now.
Connecting the Brazos Valley, this is KRHD News.
Well, there's new change on the horizon for teachers, not seen for more than 2 decades, and coming at a $200 price tag. It's a new licensing test, and it's requiring teachers to submit answers to essay questions, provide sample lesson plans, and even record a 15-minute video of themselves teaching. Those in favor of the new test say it provides more info about who's teaching our kids, but those against it say it's creating a barrier, especially for people of color due to its high price tag. If approved, it will be fully implemented in Texas by 2024. Also, a social media post is causing a stir online and raising this question. Could Kyle Rittenhouse become an Aggie? On social media, Rittenhouse is seen in an oversized maroon chair with the A&M logo. This is his Instagram account. The caption reading, "ASU has been fun, but becoming an Aggie may be better." Rittenhouse gained attention after a jury acquitted him of charges related to a protest shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin, just 2 years ago. We did reach out to the university, and at this time, they say he has not officially enrolled. Well, it's a story positively Brazos Valley. One very special person right here in College Station is proving to be a hero, in part by bringing awareness to an illness he lives with today. KRHD News reporter Rebecca Fiedler introduces us to Kyler Lewis.
When College Station High School student Kyler Lewis suffered a stroke at the age of 15, he was confused and scared. Now, 2 years later, he has become a warrior for survivors of strokes, urging health education to protect other children.
Life hasn't been the same for Lewis since a malformation of veins and arteries ruptured in his brain. He can no longer dance, a skill he was passionate about. He's received bouts of chemotherapy and suffered epileptic seizures, but he's found a new passion in life because of his condition, helping others like him.
I got so many cards. I have so many cards in my room. Therefore, I feel the need that I need to talk to them and send them things because they're going through really hard times. Some of them can't talk, some of them can't walk. It's a very scary time, and I have to be there to hold their hand.
Lewis regularly communicates with other kids with the same brain malformation. He and his family work diligently to spread awareness about pediatric strokes, and Lewis plans to attend Blinn College and then Texas A&M to become a pediatric nurse. These are just some of the reasons the American Stroke Association selected him as their Pediatric Hero of the Year.
Reporting in College Station, Rebecca Fiedler, KRHD News.
Junior high students in the Brazos Valley are taking advantage of opportunities to learn about science. Our KRHD News reporter Diamond Dixon went to Blinn College 6th Annual Health Science Summer Camp, where she found a field of emerging leaders ready to take on the field of science.
Participants in the Health Science Summer Camp here at Blinn will have the opportunity to work hands-on with people like Michelle.
Junior high students interested in the health field will be able to participate in a 3-day variety of health simulations.
They could explore, and so we put on a very active 3-day experience for them. We introduce them. When I say introduce, we actually give them hands-on on what does a nurse do, or some of the things they do, and then here's how some of the skills go, and we actually let them do some of those skills.
The goal is for students to explore and get the opportunity to experience being in the field.
We put together a grand simulation that they will be running around using all of the skills that they have learned to help people out of a motor vehicle accident all the way through being cared for in a hospital setting right behind us, in our critical care unit.
This camp has been running for 6 years, and now campers are coming back to the program, this time as college students.
We've kind of seen the benefits that have been reaped because we now have kids that are grown up. We have a young lady who's graduating this year as a senior in high school, and she's come back and helped us as a mentor so that from the camper perspective, and she's actually going to apply and hopefully be in our program next year for physical therapy assistant.
Here, students are seeing what it's like to work in healthcare, but perhaps more importantly, inspire their future.
It also plants that seed of what else is out there and just gets them excited about all the things that they could do in the future that maybe they didn't know about, and hopefully get them more enthusiastic about school as well.
This is a 3-day summer camp for 7th and 8th graders to determine if this is the career field for them. Reporting in Bryan, Diamond Dixon, KRHD News.
In continuing coverage, College Station needs your help. The police department asking anyone with info regarding a shooting that occurred on Saturday night to please come forward. The shooting took place at an apartment on College Lane Saturday evening around 8 o'clock. 2 people there were shot, both suffering minor injuries. If you have any information as a witness or video evidence, please contact College Station Police. The number is right there on your screen. In election coverage, heads up, Brazos County special elections continue this week with the last day of early voting tomorrow. Folks can vote for 2 state propositions, but also 2 Brazos County propositions regarding service districts number 3 and 4. Now, those concern the local and use sale tax option. For those looking to participate in early voting, all you have to do is be registered and bring a valid form of ID. If you're looking to cast your ballot here in the Brazos Valley, here's some of your polling locations. In Bryan, the Brazos County Elections Office in downtown Bryan, Arena Hall, and the Galilee Baptist Church. College Station voters can visit College Station Utilities Meeting and Training Building and Texas A&M's Memorial Student Center. Again, early voting is open today and tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Election Day is May 7th. May is known as Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's important. Roughly 1 in 5 adults in America live with a mental illness. That number is slightly higher during the pandemic, with more people reporting depression and anxiety. Now, despite how common this is, mental health can still be hard to talk about for many people. Local resources like the Heart of Texas Behavioral Health Network hope to use this month to raise awareness and make these combos easier to have.
Mental health and mental faculties and behavioral health is for all of us, as much as our body, our mind also. The synergy that goes along with that is so important.
For more information on mental health resources here at home, just head to KRHDnews.com. Also, on an Aggie-related note, experts here at Texas A&M AgriLife say gardening and horticulture have positive effects on our mental health. Now, while taking part in gardening, there have already been studies that have shown that they're beneficial to our body, but also that gardening activities are good for your brain. Recent studies found gardening can reduce stress and anxiety, decrease depression, and even enhance your self-esteem.
Because they're nurturing for another living being, in this case a plant, they transfer some of that, and so self-esteem generally rises. While they're participating in gardening and landscaping, they're in better moods and less likelihood of depression.
Since the start of the pandemic, the National Garden Association has seen a huge jump in interest in gardening, with 18.5 million new gardeners.
Figuring out time of death from remains can be tough for investigators, but it is critical for solving missing persons cases. Chloe Nordquist shows us how we're learning the protein inside of our bones could give a more definite answer even decades after death.
31's fragmented and 32 is good.
These skeletons may have been out in the field for 1 year, 3 years, or various time periods.
1 in 16. At the Southeast Texas Applied Forensic Science Facility, researchers use bodies donated by families to advance forensic science, looking at factors surrounding decomposition and death. But figuring out an accurate time of death on skeletal remains has been a struggle in many cases. Now that's changing.
And at the moment, there is no reliable method to be able to determine time since death of bones.
After a certain point of decomposition, why is it difficult to figure out the time of death?
After that time, when all the soft tissues have decomposed and have gone, all we're left with the skeletal remains and the bones there, and they don't decompose in a very predictable pattern.
We all know investigators use DNA to help solve that puzzle, but even DNA can be too damaged after a while, which is why researchers like Naomi Procopio have turned to other indicators. She's in the UK, but is working on the research with Cherie Hughes here in the US.
We are looking at biomolecules in bones, such as DNA, proteins, lipids, and metabolites. When you put together all these results, you can then try to develop methods to estimate either the chronological age or the postmortem interval by combining multiple omics together.
Our role here in Naomi's research is to provide her with the skeletal samples that she needs for her project.
This is how it works. Bone samples from a range of skeletons are sent from the body lab to Naomi's lab. After promising results from animal bones, Naomi was able to start research on human bones.
So far, I sampled more than 100 different portions of bones.
This footage provided to us by Northumbria University, Newcastle in England shows Naomi and her colleagues taking bone fragments and using technology to separate each biomolecule.
The next step in the study will be combining them together to see if they can help, feed information one into the other one to get better estimations. Any kind of improvement in the way in which we can get an estimation will be a massive achievement.
An estimated 4,400 unidentified bodies are recovered each year. Approximately 1,000 of those bodies remain unidentified after 1 year.
Having a precise estimation of the age of a person and understanding when exactly that person died can be extremely beneficial for getting information on missing individuals and unidentified remains.
It's really exciting because it's an area of the puzzle or a piece of the puzzle that we don't have.
The team still have a few years of research ahead, but results look promising.
The end goal is to solve more cases, be able to identify more missing persons, identify skeletons, be able to, provide investigators with information they didn't have, so we can solve more cases and bring closure to more families.
I'm Chloe Nordquist, reporting.
This is...
Well, we're kicking off the first week of May feeling very summer-like. It's been windy and warm across the area. High temperatures across Brazos Valley landing close to that 90-degree mark for the most part. We've been on the lucky side in terms of severe weather. That's mainly going to stick to our north. You can see moving through Oklahoma at the moment. There is a chance, though, that we could see maybe a stray shower or two popping in the mix overnight. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. The main threats with some of those storms that could develop is going to be the strong winds and, of course, the hail. And we're really going to do a rinse and repeat of this forecast for the next couple days as we begin to see kind of that active weather pattern begin to move into the area. Now, overall, what you can expect going forward for tonight, temperatures are going to drop down into the 70s, and you'll notice that here on your evening graphic. Those wind speeds are going to be right around 15 miles per hour, so it is going to feel breezy as they're going forward. Now, when we look at our future track overnight, you'll notice cloud cover is going to begin to work into the area. So when you're waking up tomorrow morning, yeah, there's a chance we could see maybe a stray shower pop up in the mix, kind of like this afternoon and evening. We could even see some thunderstorms redevelop as we begin to work our way through Tuesday morning. But at the moment, really look like it's going to be on the low side in terms of chances for that. Lows overnight are going to land close to that 70-degree mark here in the Brazos Valley, a little bit cooler the further north that we go. And we're really going to do a rinse and repeat as we go forward. Let's take another look at our future track, and you'll see more clouds beginning to work into the area. A little bit better chance for maybe some showers, possibly some storms Tuesday going into Wednesday. And then the best chance is really going to come Thursday. Let's show it all to you on our 10-day forecast, which is going to tell the story the best. And you'll see for the next couple of days, we're going to have about a 20% chance for maybe some isolated to scattered showers and storms. High temperatures on the warm side, close to that 90-degree mark. And then as we begin to make our way towards Mother's Day, we do it big. 95 degrees for our high. Thursday at the moment looks to be our best chance for severe weather as a weak cold front works into the area. We'll be keeping an eye on it for you all right here at KRHD News.
A life-altering diagnosis uncovered by a simple trip to the doctor's office. Now a longtime high school track coach is on a mission to raise awareness about the lung cancer which almost killed him. Chris Conti follows him along on his journey.
It's warm and sunny.
The only thing Aaron Hawkins loathes more than heat are hills.
I solve all the life's problems. on a nice long run.
Such is this track coach's lifelong love-hate relationship with running.
Morning, how are you? Excellent.
To appreciate where Aaron Hawkins is headed, though, is to understand how far he has come.
My first Boston. This one right here was my fastest marathon. You know, there's memories in all of them, right?
This 49-year-old has run dozens of marathons over the years, but in 2019 was stopped short in his tracks.
And I was Aaron's surgeon, correct.
Dr. Jonathan Nesbitt was one of the first people to utter the words, "It's cancer."
The unusual nature about Aaron was the fact that he was a picture of health. You would never suspect that he would have a malignancy.
Turns out that cancer was adenocarcinoma, which accounts for 30 to 40% of all lung cancers nationwide, and never would have been found had Aaron's wife not implored him to get a physical.
I had to remove half of his lung because of the location of the tumor.
It's just, I run out of breath.
I encouraged him after he recovered to resume his full and usual lifestyle as much as he could.
For 47 years, I could draw a deep breath and it would go to here. Well, now I'm missing somebody, so the deep breath only goes to here. And that's a weird feeling.
A simple trip to the doctors saved his life. It's been a long road back, and Aaron is now hoping other men his age see this story as a wake-up call.
Don't ignore it. Get your checkups. You know what? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Not wanting to be bound by any of this, there is a finish line in Aaron's sight, trying to complete 50 marathons by his 50th birthday.
I just want to see him accomplish something that very few people will accomplish.
And accomplish he did. Amid tens of thousands of people in Nashville recently, all chasing their own goals, there was Aaron. We forgot to mention that Aaron also has MS, making it hard to regulate his body temperature on hot days like these. But he finished.
Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Greeted by both his family and his surgeon.
That was his question when everything happened. Will he be able to run a marathon again?
This was not the fastest race Aaron Hawkins has ever run, but it is still a finish line he is grateful to have crossed.
It's cliche, but it's you know, counting the blessings. I mean, it really is.
In Nashville, Tennessee, I'm Chris Condon.
Chris, thank you. And there is so much going on in the world, it may be hard to pin down exactly what is wearing on your mental health. Last in our lineup today, we are addressing how finances could be playing a role and what you can do about it. If you're feeling a little off lately, don't underestimate the impact of finances. Nearly half of adults say money is negatively impacting their mental health. Bankrate and Psych Central are working together to explore this as inflation certainly, but also you just think of continuing pandemic struggles just collide right now. People say they're worried, they're anxious, overwhelmed, also feeling insecure. And it's tied to more than just bills and having enough money, even just making a simple purchase, looking at your bank account, or just having a conversation with a friend about money can trigger all of those negative emotions. The key, they say, is addressing both financial and mental health strains.
Low self-esteem, changes or disruptions in sleep, less interest in things you enjoy, fatigue, feelings of hopelessness. Those are all kind of red flags that, you know, you should possibly seek support.
There's thinking about money, and there's engaging in sound financial practices, and there's worrying about money and losing sleep, to say the least. And so I think when we get into those negative experiences, that is when there is a problem.
Both financial and mental health experts agree acknowledging financial stressors is key, but oftentimes there are a lot of secrecy and shame issues associated with money, and they say you can really only focus on what you can control.
One of the things we love to recommend on Psych Central is just filling your joy cup, you know, with ways that are low cost. Take a walk, go get some exercise, practice breathing techniques.
Look, all of this is really hard. Psych Central does recommend some low-cost mental health therapies. There are psychologists in training that you can find. Do a Google search for that. Community care options are also available through a lot of local organizations. Now, other than cutting back on spending, Bankrate recommends leveraging the strong job market. See if there are other options out there that could be good for you. Not only just for higher pay, but maybe a lifestyle that you find more rewarding or more flexible, like the ability to work remote and have a schedule that's flexible. Now, some rural communities are saying in some ways the pandemic was actually a good thing for them. Tomorrow, we'll take a look at how they're shifting the focus from promoting business to making their communities a better place to live instead.
World News is tonight, and just ahead, we'll be back right here in 30 minutes for KHD News at 6. Until then, have a great evening.